Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am Monet and you're watching Life is Monet. I cannot tell you guys the last time that I actually went book shopping or shopping in general, just because I don't have the amount of free time that I used to. And so I decided to take today and just run some much needed errands. So my favorite Barnes & Noble's location is actually not the one that's closest to me. And so today, while I'm out and about, I'm gonna drive in that direction for my favorite Barnes & Noble's, because I haven't been there in maybe 6 months. I think I haven't been to my favorite Barnes & Noble store in about 6 months. And I haven't purchased any books that were not new releases or pre-orders in about 4 months either. So yeah, I'm taking today to do some book shopping as well as some other shopping, and you guys are gonna come along with me. I need to go to Target, and I have not purchased a book from Target, I don't think at all this year. Like, I do not recall purchasing a book from Target in the entire year, and we're literally down to the last few months of the year, and usually I would have bought a book from Target by now. So Target usually does a buy two get one free sale, but I have not seen them do that sale in a long time. And usually when they did that sale, that was my cue to be like, oh, okay, let's check out Target, or let's go to Target to see what we can find. But I think that since I haven't seen them do that sale in a while, I just did not realize how much time has passed since I've bought books from Target or even perused the Target bookshelves. I also need to go to Ulta. I am in desperate need of new conditioner, also for my daughter. I've been putting that off for a long time, so heading to Ulta as well. And I have not been to Marshall's in a while, so maybe I'll stop by Marshall's too. Okay, so Target was a complete bust. I don't know, like, it has been months, like I said earlier, since the last time I shopped for books in Target, but maybe they haven't done any big sales lately because they're doing something different with their book inventory. I don't know, but it was not given. It was not the Target that I know and love, and I'm a little disappointed, but not that disappointed because I know that I'm going to Barnes & Noble, so it's okay. Marshall's had some amazing holiday decor, but the line was wrapped around the store, and I honestly just did not want to wait in that line. But I'm so excited to come back on a day that they're less busy. This is a holiday weekend, so I knew better than to pick this weekend to go shopping because everybody's out, everybody's shopping. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna come back to Marshall's and get my Halloween fall decor, but during a time where the line is not that long. Okay, this store is literally my favorite Barnes & Noble location because they always have books that just make me want to spend all of my money. So I have Growl, which the cover just kind of intrigued me, and it's a very thick fantasy romance, I'm guessing. Next I have The War Within. I don't know what any of these books are about. I picked up a graphic novel called Flamer, and I believe that is queer, male queer graphic novel. And then this one I think is a thriller. It's called All the Good People Here. And I also picked up The Wolf of Oren-Yaro. I've been told by 4 people that I may like this book, and I always skip over it whenever I'm in the store, but maybe I'll read a chapter or like 5 pages of each book to see if I like the vibe. This started off very violent, and I like the main character already. She has apparently, I only read the first 3 pages, so I can't spoil it for you, but she apparently murdered the king that she was betrothed to, and they call her the bitch queen. And yeah, I'm down for it. It gives me a little bit of like the Bridge Kingdom vibes, where in the Bridge Kingdom it's a fantasy romance where this female character has been trained her whole life to murder or to marry and then murder a king, but we start this book with her already have murdered the king, and I'm down for that. Okay, this one I think is book 2 in a series, and so it was the only book I saw over there, so I think they don't have book 1 in stock, so can't. This is a no. my neighborhood, I decided to stop by the park because the weather is just so nice today. Like, I don't like extremely hot weather, and like there's this really nice breeze, and so I just wanted to end my day at the park. But I wanted to show you guys the books that I ended up picking when I was at Barnes & Noble's. I did grab All Good People Here. In this town, there was a 6-year-old girl who was taken from her family home, and she was found dead in a ditch, and she used to be next door neighbors to our main character, who was the same age as her. And our main character has always had this ominous feeling around the events that led to her neighbor being kidnapped, and the person who did it was never brought to justice. And so we jump ahead a few years later, and our main character is now an adult, and she's a journalist, and she goes back home to take care of her uncle who has dementia. And a 5-year-old girl in the next town over has now been kidnapped as well. And there seems to be a lot of connections between that 5-year-old girl who went missing and the 6-year-old girl neighbor from decades ago. And our main character feels this sense of obligation to solve both mysteries and to just bring justice to these situations. So I didn't really have a specific genre that I was looking for when I went into the store, but for some reason I ended up walking out with mostly mysteries and thrillers, which I am not opposed to because I've been having a lot of fun with mysteries and thrillers lately. And so the next one I grabbed was The Midwife's Secret. So this book has 2 timelines. One is from 1969. On a manor, this little girl goes missing, and they blame a young farmhand, and then he is convicted, and then he's sent away, but the little girl who went missing is never found. And then jumping ahead a few years later, another child goes missing, and it seems to be linked to the previous girl that went missing, which seems to be a theme right now. And apparently the midwife of both families, the farmhand family and the rich manor family, the midwife has a secret that could solve these kidnapping cases. I don't know, but I'm clearly going with a theme here. I like having a dual timeline. I like following missing pieces from like something decades ago that's somehow linked to today. Maybe I will blame Karen Slaughter for that, because 2 of my recent favorites from Karen Slaughter have that element as well, especially after reading Pretty Girls. There is a connection between some murders that happened years ago and then a murder that happened in the modern day. I don't know, it's something about this plot line just works for me, and so I'm exploring it. And then the next one I picked up is still a mystery, but it's entirely different. It is called A Secret About a Secret. So this is supposed to be like a gothic, ambiguous mystery thriller. I don't know, it seems very atmospheric. We're on this secluded premise. I don't know if they're on an island, but I know that they're in a secluded laboratory where one of the scientists has come up dead. They found her body in a refrigerator with a broken neck, and the detective that they send to this laboratory facility to research what happened to her finds a lot of like weird connections to her death. And even though it's supposed to be a clear-cut case, like something about the way she died just doesn't make a lot of sense. She seems to be very ordinary on the surface, but the more that he digs into her life and into her past, she has some very mysterious and like mischievous elements about her. And the more that he learns about her, the longer the suspect list becomes. And I don't know, I'm just sold on that, especially if it's supposed to be gothic. I don't think that I've read a gothic mystery. If I have, I don't know if it fits into a category like this one does, so maybe I'll do a reading vlog for this because I have not seen it talked about. I think it's a new release, so that's probably why I haven't seen anyone mention this book. Yeah, so it says that it came out in 2022, so this is definitely a new release. And so I'll try to vlog me reading this one because this is my first foray into a book like this. And then the last book that I grabbed was the graphic novel called Flamer. So the synopsis of this one says, I know I'm not gay. Gay boys like other boys. I hate boys. They're mean and scary, and they're always destroying something or saying something dumb or both. I hate that word, gay. It makes me feel unsafe. It's the summer between middle school and high school, and Aiden is away at camp. Everyone's going through changes, but for Aiden, the stakes feel higher as he navigates friendships, deals with bullies, and spends time with Elias, a boy he can't stop thinking about. He finds himself on a path of self-discovery and acceptance. I did read a few pages of this in the store, and I won't compare it to Heartstopper, but there were just so many elements around the character dialogues that reminded me definitely a heart stopper, and I'm always looking for more stories that center around a queer individual and them discovering themselves and also finding and falling in love for the first time with the same-sex person. Those stories just always feel so wholesome for me, and maybe I'm a little hungover from reading Darius the Great. Those two books were both 5-star reads for me. I absolutely loved them, and in both of those books Darius is discovering more about himself and his sexuality, and I don't know, I want to feel that again, so I'm excited for this one. So thank you guys for coming shopping with me. These are all the books that we grabbed today: Flamer, A Secret About a Secret, The Midwife's Secret, and All Good People Here. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.